Maria Ibrahimova, the producer, and Alexandra Dalsbaek. Wow. I have so many questions, but I promise the audience you'll get a chance to ask questions too. Needless to say, I have a question for you, Alexandra, first of all. You did everything on this film. What was kind of the biggest challenge for you, do you think, as the cinematographer, as being there on the ground?
First of all, hi everyone, and thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm very happy that our film is here in New York. It's amazing. The biggest challenge was probably getting access to Navalny's HQ. It took me about 6 months to gain this access and their trust, because they thought that I was a kind of pro-Kremlin spy or something like that. It was very frustrating, and we called each other almost every day with Maria during half a year, because we were looking for a solution to be accepted by them. It was very hard.
I mean, so many challenges. So, Maria, what's your biggest hope for this film, being the producer? This is your US premiere. Congratulations, and we love having you here to show this film, because it's amazing, right? So, yeah, as a producer, what's your biggest hope for where do you want the film to go next?
Well, this is a kind of a difficult question. We're in talks with different places. I mean, the dream, of course, I'd love for it to go on POV in the United States. That would be wonderful. But we actually didn't think about these things when we were filming. You know, we just started the work, and it was done in a very sort of non-traditional way. But we were both so just inspired by these young people that we had to do it.
So, Alexandra, tell us where Milena is now, because she seems, from the title card at the end, that she may not be as active, and she was such an amazing character in the film. Can you talk to us a little bit about where she is and how she is?
Milena still lives in Moscow, and she's fine. But yes, she stopped being an activist, and she was quite disappointed by. She was at a moment she thought that all her efforts were in vain. And actually now, almost all the people you saw on the screen tonight, they stopped doing politics, because it's impossible. What you saw tonight, it's a Russia that doesn't exist anymore. Because a few months ago, Navalny was declared an extremist, already being jailed, and all his organizations are considered extremists. And actually yesterday, a first case for extremism was open against a former HQ chief from a regional Navalny's HQ in 2017. So
it's much harder.
Over.
Wow. On that note, I'm going to open it up to questions from the audience, and please stand up and project your voice, because we can't run around with mics, and I'm sure you have many questions. So feel free to ask Alexandra and Maria any questions you have. Yeah. Did everyone hear that question? Yeah? Okay, great.
Actually, it wasn't a choice. At that time, I didn't have any official permission to work as a journalist. I only had my Russian passport, which probably helped, because if I had only my French passport, because I have both nationalities, I would be arrested, because you can't work as a journalist in Russia if you're a foreigner without a permission from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So I told them that because if I told the police that I'm a journalist, they would ask me to show them my press card or accreditation, and I would have had problems.
Well, we knew from the very beginning that we were going to film up to the presidential elections, so up to 2018, so that year, kind of 2017 and 18. And then we spent the next year kind of editing and shaping the material, and also keeping track of what was going on in Russia and what was going on with Navalny. And then, you know, and it was actually very funny, because I had some colleagues tell me, why are you making this film? Nobody knows who this Navalny is, you know? And so, well, now they know. And when this terrible poisoning happened to him, you know, we were starting to talk with Sasha that, you know, there needs to be another chapter to our film. Like, there needs to be kind of this conclusion. We want to show what happened to him, to these young people that were so, you know, following him with all their hearts. So I think when he got arrested for the final time and put in prison, that's when we knew that our film was finished.
Actually, the Russian audience could watch the film because it was online for a few days on Current Time channel, which is a Russian channel, but not really Russian, but...
So you had it online for a couple of days?
It was online for a couple of days, so every Russian person had the opportunity to watch it if they wanted to.
I mean, yeah.
You know, I think that, you know, it's not like Stalinist times, but it kind of is a little bit. It's going that way. Sure, we can send the film to our friends or to whoever we want in Russia, and Current Time TV, I think we have maybe 5 or 6 more kind of showings online in Russia, but with every day the screws are being tightened for things like this. So it's actually you know, it might be very unpleasant for Sasha when she goes back to Russia.
I met Nikolai, the first young boy, during one of multiple Navalny's trials, and au contraire.
Nikolai's amazing, and I'm guessing his work is...
As opposed to the official members of the HQ, of Navalny's HQ, Nikolai was a volunteer there, but he was very open and he trusted me very quickly. It was easy to make him understand what I want to do, and that I wanted to document what was happening this whole year. And I was in touch with him very often. Every day or every 2 days, I asked him what will happen next. Please let me know. And he invited me to one of the picketing, which you saw at the beginning of the film in front of the White House in Moscow. And Milena was there. And it was very easy with her too, because she's a very open person, and she trusted me as well. And I started filming her this day.
How's Nikolai?
How is he?
Is he? I'm guessing his work's been curtailed as well.
He's still in Moscow. I don't know for how long, because a lot of these young people, they left Russia last year, yes, or a few months ago. He's still working with an opposition Russian politician who is not allowed to participate in elections, in municipal elections. And he's very happy that we have the opportunity to show the film here. And
that's great to hear.
I hope he will
That's
be all
great
right.
that it encourages him as well in what he's doing. So we have time for one more question. So is it
Who do you want to help, Jacob?
Definitely share the film, and the film's going to be online and available for another few weeks as well.
I don't think that you can at the moment, unfortunately. I mean, I guess, I don't know, how can you help? Like, it's becoming so difficult there to do anything, you know, any kind of free speech is, you know, you can go to prison for a tweet in Russia.
Actually, Paul, my boyfriend, who was with me a few times during the filming, is here, and he just reminded me a very important thing, is that the more the foreigners try to help Russia, the less they help. I mean, because there is a law now in Russia which is called the Foreign Agents Law, and if anyone in Russia receives money from a foreign country, for example, NGO? NGOs who, which works, it can be politics or charity or anything. If they receive money from a foreign country, they are labeled foreign agents, and they have so many problems with Russian law. So unfortunately, there is no way to help from a foreign country.
That is,
I mean, I wouldn't want to go out on such a sad note, right?
Yes. You're the producer, Maria. So how do you bring it back from there?
How do you bring it back? Well, I guess just to thank everybody for coming and watching our film. And I mean, I guess you can help by, you know, by talking about it and posting on your social media, sending it to your friends to watch if you liked it. And I think that would be.
Yeah,
that would be great.
We have another screening tomorrow, so please tell people to come tomorrow. And I think you'll both be back again tomorrow as well, I hope. At least
Sasha will.
Yes. So we have Alexandra with us tomorrow as well, which will be wonderful. And just remember, you know, we can still vote in this country, and please, it's so important that when you see films like this, we realize the freedoms we have here. And I love that this film's going to be available online as well afterwards. So if people can't see it tomorrow, please share it. It's such an important film, and we were so delighted to have it here at Doc NYC. So thank you both so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.